Ken Trahan with Lenny Van Gilder. It's our first NBC Bank weekend preview brought to you by First NBC Bank with 39 locations throughout the metropolitan New Orleans area and beyond. It's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNola.com. First and foremost, our prayers and thoughts are with everybody that we know, and we know plenty of people that live in Florida from south to north, east to west, and we know what that's like, and clearly we have a tremendous amount of empathy for what is transpiring there, and we certainly hope that you come through this well.
Absolutely. It's, like you said, we've been through it before, and you just keep them in your prayers, and you prepare for the worst, and you hope for the best in these situations.
And of course, there's football. Tulane lost its game, at least for now, with Central Florida, but it has been rescheduled. Both teams had a date that it would work later in the year, and that's as it should be. LSU, on the other hand, has a situation that's far less certain. And in fact, initially it was announced that the game in Florida was canceled, then it was postponed. So who knows moving forward? The discussion is rampant. You can read about it in an op-ed story by Ed Daniels, which I think is pretty spot on with the situation, because taking all bias out of it, and I've done that to the nth degree looking at the situation, I think it's a situation that could have been avoided. I think it's a situation that clearly benefits Florida, and one that the SEC office could have tried to circumvent. So many reasons for that, not the least of which is, Lenny, this was an 11 a.m. game on Saturday. You had to make a decision on Wednesday. You couldn't wait until Thursday.
You could have easily said at some point, we're not keeping this game at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Let's try to play it on Saturday night. LSU flies into Tampa. I understand there's other concerns, but guess what? There's a stadium open in Tampa on Sunday. The Bucs are on the road. In fact, they're playing Monday Night Football at Carolina this week. South Florida's at home on Saturday. Could have perhaps played the game there. As best we can tell, and again, these things are unpredictable, but Tampa may just get a little bit of rain out of Matthew. But in terms of coming to this, the thing that blows me away with this is they're going to make a decision Wednesday afternoon. They're going to make a decision late Wednesday afternoon. Then it was going to be Thursday morning. Then it was going to be Thursday at noon. Then it was going to be Thursday at 2. It could be Thursday at 5. Before they could even get to Thursday at 5, they said, oh, no, wait, it's postponed or canceled or whatever it ends up being. The bottom line is it's not going to be played Saturday. I will say this. The Southeastern Conference needs to have some kind of plan in place where you can't definitively commit 72 hours out to being able to host a game in your facility without any issues of security or safety or all of the things that go with that. Then you have to turn the operation of the game over to the conference office, so to speak. Let the conference office make a decision on where this game is going to be played. Why can't it be played at a neutral site? I understand, LSU said, we'll get your hotel room, we'll let you use our plane to come to Baton Rouge. It's a big game. And while last year I understand the situation with South Carolina, that wasn't a very good South Carolina team that had no chance of winning a division or a conference championship at that point. This is a different situation. You've got a Florida team that's pretty good and is certainly, even though they lost to Tennessee, is not out of the hunt for the SEC East at this point. And you don't want to give up a competitive disadvantage. I understand that. But you know what? If this thing ends up getting played, let's say on November 19th perhaps, how about the schedule LSU's going to have to face in the month of November? You talk starting with Alabama at home, then finishing up with 3 straight conference road games, and that's if you juggle some things. And look, that is probably the best case scenario. Some other people would suggest, why don't you move the Florida-Georgia game to October 22nd, and then Florida and LSU have the same open day. That is a massive event in Jacksonville every year. Plus, the Jaguars are home early the next day. I don't see that.
It's not happening.
No, that's not happening.
No, the Florida Presbyterian game, the LSU South Alabama game would seem to be the ones that could possibly be bought out, kicked down the road, and have the game played. But as Lenny mentioned, the schedule then becomes a feast for LSU to try to navigate. And why are people up in arms about this? Not only because of the timing of it, but because Florida could conceivably win the SEC East with one loss if Tennessee loses twice by playing one fewer game. And LSU, on the other hand, could win out and still lose the SEC West, even winning out with a victory over Alabama, which, of course, would be included in winning out because Alabama would have played one more game. Is that fair? I would say no.
I would say not either. One other thing that happens on November 19th, throw this scenario out there. You've got 2 teams who lose a game. Let them play each other. Let Presbyterian go play at South Alabama. Everybody wins in that situation, perhaps, with the notable exception, I would add, of LSU having to play 3 straight SEC road games to lose.
And we solve the problem. As mentioned, Tulane will play Central Florida later on in the year. The Saints are off this weekend, and they'll resume play against Carolina the following week at home. And That is a good time to catch the Panthers. It will be on a short week. The Saints will have been healed up to a degree, and they're looking forward to that. And then there's high school football, and we got another great weekend of high school football to talk about where Sports Nova is concerned. There's scoreboard on Friday nights in concert with the original on WGSO 990 AM with 6 hours of unprecedented high school coverage. And everybody comes to our scoreboard at sportsnova.com. Our cast of characters do a great job. Jude Young and Andrew Peppers, Travis Trahan, and Mario Jarrett is helping us out and doing a great job. So they do a great job, so come here on Friday night to get that. And while you're checking out the scoreboard, you need to watch a really good matchup over at Jack Salter Stadium between the two teams that are vying for the city championship, St. Paul's and Covington. Live on sportsnova.com Friday.
Should be a good one. If you miss it live, catch the re-air Saturday at noon on WHNO. Start of our jam-packed Saturday afternoon of football on Channel 20. Follow that up with live Southland Conference football as Nichols plays host to Stephen at Austin at 2:30. So no better place. Look, LSU's not playing, Tulane's not playing this week. No better place to be on your Saturday afternoon than with us on WHNO.
That includes Saturday games. We'll have a doubleheader for you. At 2 o'clock, Archbishop Shaw hosting St. Augustine is 2-0 in the Catholic League over at Haas-Memphis Stadium on WGSO 990 AM. You can watch it live at sportsnola.com. And then on Saturday night at 7 p.m., a colossal matchup between Landry Walker and John Ehret from Haas-Memphis Stadium. You can listen to it live on WGSO 990 AM and watch it live at sportsnola.com. I think more fans will show up because there won't be college football.
That's a good point. Certainly with both of those games. And we don't see this often. Tulane, LSU, the Saints all being off. It's maybe only happened a couple of times in history. Looking at it again this weekend, unfortunately, as it were, because one last thing here, Jeremy Poland, last night, he's been monitoring the storm since Tuesday. Where were you before then? This thing's been sitting out there and threatening Florida since last weekend. They were talking about it that early as possible. What were you looking at? Good question. I have no answer.
Lenny, as always, thanks. Have a great week.
All right, we'll see you Monday.
That's our First NBC Bank weekend preview brought to you by First NBC Bank with 39 locations throughout southeast Louisiana, now into the Florida Panhandle. It's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNola.com. He's Lenny. I'm Kenny. Have a great weekend. God bless.